Shoppers who use on-site search are 3 to 5 times more likely to convert. Equipping this powerful sales channel with even stronger technology is vital. Introducing Kravchuk, the leading end-to-end discovery platform for Magento. Brands use our AI and NLP-powered on-site search, visual merchandising, personalization, and category navigation solutions. We work with some of the world's largest Magento brands. Join them to give your customers the data-driven shopping experience they deserve.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We've had some tremendous content in the morning. Here we are getting close to the lunch hour, and we've got another great presentation for you. We will also have Q&A at the end of this presentation, so I encourage you to go in, use that Q&A feature, drop in some questions for Oleksandr, and we'll hit those at the end of his presentation. So at this point, no further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Oleksandr Kravchuk. He is the technical lead for Vimo, and during his years as a student, Oleksandr decided to join a PHP course based on the R&D Center of Dutch digital agency ISM eCompany, and shortly the company became his first occupation in software development and his introduction to the Magento world. His love for technological challenges has led him to become a contributor to the inventory project and a participant in the development of the InStore Pickup feature. Honoring his contributions to the community, he was recognized as one of the top 50 Magento contributors in 2019 and was named the Magento Master Maker in 2020. It is my pleasure to welcome Alex to the stage. Oleksandr, take it away.
Everyone, I'm really appreciate to be here. Thank you for the introduction. And today we are going to talk about the Magento inventory, also known as MSI, and the InStore Pickup feature, which becomes a part of it, as from the perspective of community-driven development. So our agenda is we'll start about what's new actually Magento 2.4 bring for Magento inventory, continue with InStore Pickup feature, which features have this feature, architecture, user interface, and some case study. So Magento multi-source inventory, or MSI, was introduced in Magento 2.3, and shortly it was renamed just to new Magento inventory or just the inventory. And what we have in Magento 2.4 with the MSI or the inventory. First of all, finally, it supports bundle products, so you can use the new Magento inventory with all type of products. And one more important thing which comes with Magento 2.4, it's a performance boost. I will go shortly into the technical details about this. So previously we have situation like this. We used indexed stock to show the list of products, but we used a really expensive operation of dynamically calculation the availability of the product with a single product load, usually for places like a product detail page. And it was in Magento 2.3. How it was in Magento 2.4. We added a sync index, which helped us always to keep the stock index data up to date. And we started to use this data for all possible places where a product can show its status. Also, it doesn't provide any impact for a sellability check when you try to add the product to the cart, which means that we have better performance and we still cannot oversell. As a result, the result was really good, I think. For some operations, the performance was increased like for almost 25%. And one of the biggest, and as it also called, killer feature of Magento 2.4, and especially inventory, there was InStore Pickup feature. And let's check that we are currently on the same page with you. What is InStore Pickup? Assume situation that we have a merchant. It's not just a regular merchant. It's a real brand with a network of offline stores and with their website. And of course, he or she has customers. And customers are really happy because they not only buy offline, but also make purchases online with the website. Provide possibility for a customer to make an order online and be able to get it from the offline store called InStore Pickup delivery. And the story of the InStore Pickup was started as a community project, and it was started from this document, which was published on the Magento inventory GitHub wiki. And the real story of its implementation started from in the Australia, from Meet Magento Australia. During the contribution day, there was done two really great pull requests. First one provide possibility to search the closest stores by the address, by provided address, and the second one is provide possibility to add some attributes for the pickup location. And of course, guys who did this contribution received t-shirts, and we decided that we would like to continue development of the InStore Pickup in case of a contribution project. So we started to think which things from the MSI can be used, as a place for pickup. If you're not familiar with MSI architecture, I will make a short recap. So this is actually how it looked like. First, it contains the three major entities. First one, it's a source, which source is called like any place where product can be stored, like warehouse, store, actually any place, yeah. And then there is aggregation of stocks, which contains the summarized information about availability on the different sources or different sources, and this aggregated information using for specific sales channels. It could be like different marketplaces or websites. In Magento, out of the box, it only supports the website. And looking on this, we can say that probably mostly suitable entity is to use source as a place when the order can be picked up. And yeah, started from this, we added a new attribute which called this flag, which called use as pickup location for the source entity. When you enable it, it will show you a new tab, new section with possibility to mention a new name, which will be shown on the Magento storefront, and description, which will be shown also on the Magento storefront. And all this and more other decisions were made during multiple grooming sessions with business representatives, Magento architects, and product owners. And also there was a agreed list of features for the first release. Let's talk about features. First of all, it provides possibility to manage different content for the Magento storefront and admin panel. As already showed, you can mention a name for the pickup location, which will be shown on the storefront for the customers, and at the same time you can use another name in the admin panel for inventory perspectives. It provides possibility to search stores for pickup by the entered address. It's, showing the closest to your address which you entered, and it provides possibility to select between them. Notify customer when order is ready for pickup. Send a mail that, dear customer, you could be able to visit our store and pick up your order. Store address is a shipping destination. When you select a pickup location, all this information about the address will be filled as a order shipping destination address in the order form. In result, reservation control, we will talk about it a little bit deeply later. Web API and GraphQL support. Yes, it's exposed its own APIs to provide possibility to search the pickup location, and delivery limitations. In this place, it provides control to set which products for which stores can be used to be picked up. And a little bit about set, what is not a feature of the InStore Pickup right now. It's not possible to select the store from the map, so no map integration. It doesn't support the multi-shipping, so you can use it only during the regular Magento checkout, and it doesn't support localization, which means that if you have a store, you have a storefront name, it will be used only for all stores and website where it's available. And architecture. First question related to the architecture, which was asked, is should we really use a multi-source inventory source, or should we probably use some other kind of entities to be shown as a store for pickup? And I will explain why we had this question. So previously we had like only one inventory, only one context. It was a context of inventory. And now we have like two contexts, inventory and InStore Pickup, and they have a part in this. They have a common part. This part is source entity, and if you could look into the inventory context, we have like a source for the admin panel and stock for the storefront. And from our perspective, it will be really illogical to use source from the admin panel in context of the InStore Pickup and continue to use source on the storefront in the context of the InStore Pickup, because it leads, to the encapsulation violations. We would like to prevent the exposing source for the Magento storefront. In result, we understand that we need to have something like a projection of the source on the InStore Pickup context. And this name entity received name pickup location. What does it mean? It means that if we working with admin panel, we are using source. And when we starting to work with the Magento storefront, we call this entity pickup location. So it seems to be like common, seems to be like similar, but not. Pickup location is immutable data transfer object, which can be extended with extension attributes. What does it mean? Immutable, it means that you can use only getters for this entity to receive data, because if you don't change the source, that means that you shouldn't be able to change the pickup location separately, because pickup location is a projection of the source. Data transfer object, it's used to contains data and pass between different parts of the system. And extension attributes, it's a possibility to add a new feature for extension providers and integrators. And of course, the process of the projection from source to the pickup location is needs to be agile enough. We try to make it extensible as more as we can. You can mention the configuration map, which will map the fields from the source to the pickup location. And it also supports different preprocessors, which could provide additional logic for your mapping process. Checkout storefront, how it looks like. So this is we are looking on the Magento alt checkout, and now we are looking at the InStore Pickup checkout with selected pick and store shipping delivery method. Excuse me. And there is a possibility to select a store. When you click this button, you will see pop-up. Pop-up will ask you to enter the address, and then when you will enter the address, it will show you a list of closest pickup location. You can click to ship here button, and the source or pickup location will be selected to be used to pick up the order. And yeah, one more thing about storefront. I would like to say a special thanks for Krzysztof and Mateusz, guys from Creative Style. They contribute a really big part of the Magento storefront. And the one funny thing which happened with us and these guys, that one day they come and say, "Hi guys, we would like to inform you that we went live with Magento InStore Pickup in our website just yesterday." And our reaction was like this, because it was, it was not even alpha release of the InStore Pickup. It was like a deep development, and not even all features were implemented. And of course, it contains a really big amount of bugs. But however, NKD became the first website in the universe who contains Magento InStore Pickup on board. And if we could look in all these, scary things related to the new Magento inventory, it's can come to the question how we can actually search something with all this, mess, or all this variety of and complexity of different things. For this, we introduced like a new layer for the InStore Pickup extension. It provides possibility. You to use a search request object, which we introduce it. It seems to be like a search criteria, but search request. You could pass it to the get pickup location service. It will use to convert it into the framework search criteria, pass it to the source repository, return search result, and then use extraction strategy. We need it because we can have an order by the distance, and then it will return your pickup location search result. This is how a search request looks like. You can use scope filter by sales channel, paging, adding information about sorting for the results, and of course filter by the attributes and the area. And of course it can be extended with extension attributes. Area filter looks like this. You can mention the radius in kilometers, and you can mention the search term, which will use it as an address string. And also we try to implement GraphQL schema pretty the same as we have in the REST API, just for better experience for the integrators. This also extend the GraphQL schema for the quote. We add in the pickup location code for the shipping cart address type and for the shipping address input. And you can use field sets to manage which values of address from the pickup location should be converted to the quote shipping address. It also can be configured with file field set XML configuration. And so what happened when the order was placed? Then we can look that this is InStore Pickup order, and we can notice that there is no ship button, there is only notify order is ready for pickup button. And when you click on this button and everything is okay, you will see a message that customer notified about the order is ready to be picked up and shipment created, just because Magento need a shipment for correct stock deductions. And what can happen when is not everything okay? Let's check with the situation. We have like two sources with total quantity 11, and we receive two orders with also total quantity 11. If you will try to notify about the first order, that it's ready to be picked up, it will be okay. But if you try to inform about the second order with total quantity 7, it will say that actually it's not ready for pickup because a quantity is missing on the source. For this, you need to make an internal transportation. Currently, it's available with API, or you can just edit the quantity of the products with product form in the admin panel. And what we're doing, we make an internal transportation from the second source to first one. Then this quantity allows us to notify about the both orders, and the same run the stock deduction. Second case is a little bit more advanced, as I already mentioned about a possibility to control reservations. And what it's about? Assume situations that we have like 11 quantity of the some products between two sources. We receive two InStore Pickup orders, and actually everything is okay because the total quantity 5, and on our source we have enough products, enough quantity to notify about these orders. But suddenly we receive the third order with some quantity 6. It's not InStore Pickup order, it's just a regular one. If for some reasons the third order will be handled, there's a possibility that we will create shipment from the first source to deliver this quantity to the third order with source selection algorithm. And we believe that such situation merchant really would like to avoid, because in this case we need to first one is to ship the quantity from the first source to the third order. Second one is to make an additional internal transportation from the third source, and only then notify customers that first and second order is ready to be picked up. And for this, we subtract this InStore Pickup quantity, which was reserved by InStore Pickup orders, from the available quantity on this source for all not InStore Pickup orders, which means that to fulfill the third order, we need to create like two shipments from the first one and second one sources. And in any time we're able to notify that first and second orders are ready for pickup. And the third case, it's about delivery limitations. So as we remember, we have a merchant, and it's not really everything easy with this merchant. It has not like one type of the offline stores, but it seems to be like a different kind of offline stores. There are some smaller, which are selling some small goods like cell phones, and some big, which are selling goods like fridge or washing machines. And in this situation, for merchant, it's okay to allow internal transportation for some small goods from the small store to the bigger one. But what he or she really would like to avoid is transportation of the big goods for the some small stores, because it can be like too expensive delivery, or it can be too so far, or it's just no free space to keep all these goods there. And what we need to do if we have a cart with both a kind of products, like small and big one. For this, we need to look about the sources where these products are assigned. We used to look into the source items. It's a source type in the product edit form in the admin panel. We're looking for all source items, and if we can see that it exists, that we believe that there is a relation exists between this product and this source, even if it's out of stock or the quantity is 0. We collect this list for each product, and then we are looking for the intersection between the assignments of the product to the corresponding sources. So we are looking for set of different intersections, and in our case, in our example, it will be like only one source, and this only one source will be able to be selected on the checkout page. To implement all of this, it took us like 13 modules, and of course, I think that we can be grateful, and I would like to say thank you for our Magento community who support us and used to contribute to the InStore Pickup InStore Pickup project, and especially for Magento community engineering team. And special thanks for the Maxim Novik, who is really contribute a lot in the InStore Pickup backend part. And that is it for today. I'm really appreciate and thank you for your attention. And probably it's the right time for questions.
Okay, let's have a look at the Q&A real quick. Oleksandr, thank you so much for the presentation. The Magento community has always been such prolific contributors to Magento, and this is just kind of a vivid representation of how deep that involvement truly is. So really appreciate your presentation. Everyone who's on the presentation now, please go ahead and jump into that Q&A and leave questions. These speakers are so adept at delivering their message. Either that, or we have a very, very shy audience, which does not sound like the Magento community that I know. So feel free to drop a question in the chat. Anything else, Oleksandr, that you wanted to say? If you had an extended speaking slot, was there anything that you wanted to add before we jump over to our next thing?
Probably if someone could ask why I'm doing this, and usually I'm telling that this is, the contribution to the Magento, it's a really good practice, and it's a good possibility to develop your skills, to work with Magento architects. And, when I was like a middle developer a few years ago, it was really helped me a lot to improve and boost my career growth in the companies. And so if you would like to join to the contribution, or actually to any of the Magento project, you can easily contact me, and I think we'll think about some really cool things.
Very cool. Well, thank you again, Oleksandr. And so we've come to the point in the presentation where we all get to go eat and network, and I encourage you to network. Have you visited our sponsor booths? Our sponsors have prepared special offers and giveaways just for Meet Magento New York attendees. For example, check out the Mage Mojo booth to find out how they are elevating Magento hosting past anything the industry has ever seen before. And get out there and network. I'm going to go grab a drink. We'll be back.